We're going to the second map right now. It's going to be Gully Wash. If you've just joined us here on Team Fortress TV, this is Admirable. I've got Thalash and Sim with me. And we're here for the ETF2L Season 20, powered by TT Esports Premiership Week 2 fixture between Reason Gaming and Übersexuals. We just saw the points being carved up on map 1 process with a golden cap win to Übersexuals. But if Reason can produce the same result mirrored here on Gully Wash, it'll be 3 points apiece for the fixture. I think that would be a fair result considering the caliber of these teams, but Reason could just go for the straight 3-point victory here, end up 4-2. What are you favouring, Thalash? What do you think is going to happen on Gully Wash?
I don't actually remember the last time I played with Reason or watched them play Gully Wash, so I'm not sure how good they are on this map. But I heard something. Sam was talking about a PCW Übersexuals had a couple of days ago on Gully Wash, and he said that it was interesting to say the least. So I'm not sure if he meant that in a positive or negative way. Not really sure which team is favored to win this map, as I have no clue how well either of them play it. But I still believe in my boys, obviously, my gang.
Well, looking at the sort of play we've seen so far, like Nox is staying true to form. Like that's the way he's always played middles as pocket. He goes in a little bit, but he might like jump in, but he's always getting ready to look for the exit. Like if his players are the first to go down, or he thinks his team are losing the fight, he's going to get out ASAP. He's not going to commit at all. And like you saw Maryland with 4 less deaths and Skeege over 30 minutes, a lot of that is to do with the fact that they don't overcommit on middles. Like they don't take risks. They see how the first phase of the middle goes. If they get those early frags, then they're going to stay in, or even if they think they've got decent position, they're going to stay in and fight. But if Nox doesn't like the situation at all, he's just going to go out. He's going to leave his team to die. He's going to beat out Mike and Numlock, and that's cool. That's fine. That leaves them in a strong position throughout the whole game, rather than sort of taking a little risk on middle and potentially getting wiped. They're always in a position where they can try and contest second if they want, or even just be safe on last with Uber. And like at the same time, it's impressive that Reason have managed to get those 4 rounds. Like they had great momentum going, having been like 2-0 down, to come back and be 3-2 up. But Nox and Übersexuals, of course, they're more than just one player. They're able to get back into the game. But I'm interested to see how Reason can try and abuse that. Like obviously if they know that Nox likes to push out in middles a lot, they don't have to go really hard. They just have to find like that one first frag and then take things easy. Just take it 1 point at a time. That would be my advice.
Yeah, especially
take middle.
Especially with having Cadis being such a fast demo man. If he can get in early, put out some damage, maybe force Numlock into a defensive position. Nox might realize that as a call to get out. And if Reason can really exploit that, then they should have a much better chance picking up this map.
They got caught out a lot by that sort of old school Nox, Numlock, and Mike jumping in at them on CP2 as well. I'm not sure how effective that is on Gully Wash, but like that's something that Epsilon always used to do in process. They would come in on that repush when people weren't expecting it. Whenever the team was sort of around that spire area and the wide open area where they couldn't really escape, they just bomb in, get behind them, force them to look in different directions, and like that worked brilliantly against Reason towards the first 15 minutes of the game. But I think now they're maybe warming up to that threat. They've seen what they're capable of. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here on Gully Wash. I'm hyped.
This is definitely going to be the map to watch, I think, because I'm not sure how much they've practiced this map. Like both of them, at least I don't know much about them. Like I said, like it's definitely a wildcard in my opinion. I actually thought Reason would be a lot stronger in the process. Last time I played Übersexuals with Reason, we 5-0'd them on Badlands and drew them on process. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
There might be no Thalash, no glory. I don't know. But
gotta give credit to Kyler as well last map. Like all the scouts had a sort of fairly average performance. Walters, Haffy, and Sam were somewhere around the same level of frags, but Kyler was streaking ahead there, 22 frags, tied with Captain for the second most frags on the server. So like we saw him, especially in the first part of the map, having some beast moments, where he was getting those 2-3Ks, those strings of frags. He was definitely explosive at certain points there. Like that's a powerful combination when you have Nox, who's like a very uh safe player, or like he doesn't take risks when he doesn't have to, but you also have these creative players like Kyler who can just go beast mode, and Mike, who we saw like get 2 frags in a force single-handedly while his team were trying to hold last. Like that just gives them so many different tools or different weapons in their arsenal. Like I'm really looking forward to the second map. I can't say it enough, man.
The thing with Übersexuals is that it's kind of a team put together to be the best. You know, they pick the best players of every single class and they put them together in a team. So there's definitely a lot of options for big individual plays from Übersexuals, whereas Reason is more of a, I don't know, tactics I want to say, but I don't want to call Übersexuals out for not having any tactics or strategies. But Reason are definitely have to play a very, you know, strict kind of game to really exploit as much as they can, or exploit as many of Übersexuals' small mistakes that they might make. Because they just have so many solid players on their team, like you have the likes of Kyler and Sam, who are both really strong scouts and aggressive and passive respectively, and MG, Mike, and Numlock returning. And I definitely want to see Reason play a lot stricter on this map. If maybe they don't even want to do that, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it could work versus the Übersexuals.
Yeah, just to show a bit more control. Like obviously they have their set plays and stuff in middle, but like the places where they seem to be coming undone was like the transitional plays, or like the pushing out and stuff, where Übersexuals ended up with like nice timings on their respawns, and the aggression after the Ubers had faded. Like the repush was really well organized by Übersexuals, and that's not necessarily like a set play that they practice. It's just something that comes together from the team chemistry. And having played together for all those seasons in the past, you know, Numlocked, Nox, and Mike. But I think as well, they should avoid trying to take those one-on-ones with Mike. Like, if Mike gets behind, gang up with him. Don't get abused. Oh yeah, we are live. This is map 2 of this ETF2L Season 20, powered by TT Esports Premiership Week 2 fixture. It's Reason Gaming versus Übersexuals. Reason need to find more points than Übersexuals in this map to tie things up or win it. But onto this first middle, Numlock's got control of the high ground. Cadis drops down onto the low ground. Now they come back up onto elbow, but Zub has already gone down. Happykill's pretty weak as well, and Reason should probably be trying to look for the exit. There's a little pause coming in here. Captain's up in the air, he's ready to bomb down, but I think Numlock, Nox, and Kyler are all looking for him. It is a pause, right?
Of course. Indeed. You haven't crashed.
So 90 seconds in the future, the pause is coming in. Looking at Mike here, he's just hopped up. He's in Happykill's face. He's probably going to get decent damage onto both these scouts. And considering that Reason are already a man down, I think like they should be trying to get out. Maybe they're just going to fully commit to this. They're going to rush forward and try and follow up on Captain's damage, but like these guys aren't going to be weak at all. This could be a mistake if they go for it. But if you're listening to us here on the pause, you should run. No, wait, it's 90 seconds in the future. This part has already happened. Forget about it. It's too late.
Yeah, I think Mike's in a really good position here. He's going to get good damage onto Wallace and Happy, force the scouts of Reason to shoot him for a bit. I'm not sure if Captain can do anything from the position he's currently in, as we are live.
Oh,
so, as
Mike
you see that,
just sails past the scouts. He gets onto Skage, 2 rockets, gets that medic pick. Captain goes down. Happy and Walters are dead too. Cadis is not going to be able to escape. But it was hard to judge the momentum of Mike's jump there, but he just sailed past the scouts, 2 rockets onto Skeet. Big medic pick, Merlin survives. They've got a huge advantage here. Numlock's already pushing ahead onto Riverside. He's going to hear this sentry going up from Zub. That level 1 is just in range of that rocket sideline. This is a sort of sneaky position, because anyone that comes in from that upper area is going to get surprised. The Uber has been popped. There's 6 players up for Reason. They're doing their best to just force these Uber players back. They have bought enough time for the Uber to fade, and Kyler's gone down, so Reason with an opportunity to hold it, but Captain, Cadis and Happy all die in quick succession. Nox doing work there combined with Numlock, and the Übersexuals having a strong middle there are eventually just going to roll on to that point. And that was a pretty damn fast round. It's like a minute 30, man. This could be a quick game.
yeah, I don't know if I don't know what player timed out. We haven't seen it yet, but I suspect it might have been one of Reason's players having some difficulties. But beyond the next middle, Cadis is so fast onto choke. Drops Numlock down to 46 HP, and Wolves is going to back him up. The nice Mike, but Mike is in Samsey finds a pick on Skeech, and Nox finds the pick on Cadis. So we're into a 4v4 situation here. No Demoman for Reason. Walters goes down. He just runs into the whole Übersexuals team and gets picked off. Oh,
I thought Happy Cool had timed out. Oh wait, somebody. Well, the pause has happened. We're back into. Oh what? Wait, Zub is in. He's gonna get air shot though. Plucked out of the air by a pipe from Numlock. He's still got it. He may have been playing some other shit game, but he's back. He can hit air shots. Everyone's happy. Mike is already pushing into lobby here with Mirlin and Sam. They're getting their buffs. They're trying to decide the play. It is going to be Uber versus Uber. And it's going to be Mike going in for the solo bomb, but everyone's gunning him down. The Pyro's even going to air blast him back. And that single bomb threat has been dealt with very quickly by Reason. It's going to be a little bit of a stalemate here.
I would like to see Soup do something now. They have a pick. He has to go fast though, so he didn't spawn too late. But it doesn't look like he wants to do anything. I guess they're just gonna wait around. Maybe we're gonna see some off-classing. Hafikul's and Spy actually. Let's see what he can do.
So's Kyler.
Ooh.
Spy versus Spy. I think Mike opened the door for Kyler. So.
But yeah, Kyler gets to pick a number and bait though. And,
Kyler's just walking in on main, so if Reason decide to push here, Kyler has worked his way all the way into Sneaky. They're gonna bait them into push it right here. Walters is sort of hanging around at last, but he's starting to walk forward here. The backcap threat is real. Kyler is standing around there. He's just waiting for his team to give him the call that they've committed to the push. But the respawn's coming in as well. Oh, Happy's respawn as well. Zub's on last. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Uber was popped much later here by Skeej, Cadis, and Happy Cool. They're trying to find these frags. Nox is going for last. He's on the high ground. Kyler's distracting Zub. Nox is going to come in as well at the same time.
Oh my god, Kyler.
It's a double back up.
Kyler's gonna get it. Kyler's definitely gonna get it. Oh.
Huge revolver plays there. Kills off the weakened Zub. I don't think Zub had saw Kyler.
No, he didn't. He jumped onto the ring, which was really unfortunate. Usually it's a good position to hold, but Kyler was just standing top left, and the second Stu went onto the ring on the last point, he just walked in below him and waited for Nox Bomb to go in and finish him off with the revolver. But we're on to the next middle. Mike takes over control of the point by jumping up top. Captain's into their choke. Finds a pick on Sam, and Happy finds a pick on Kyler. Walls does go down, but it definitely looks like Reason have the better mid here. Soup's taking control of the point, and Skeech and Kate just walks
up. Oh, they're gonna get surrounded though. Happy goes coming in behind on the Nox.
8 HP on Merlin. Merlin is gonna get down to the lobby. That was really unlucky. He almost dies to the spam rocket of Soup. Really good play by Kate. It's unlucky that he couldn't connect his pipes onto Merlin. But Uber is gonna be equal, and it's gonna be a second hold. The reason we do have two spawners coming in soon, so maybe Übersexuals want to push up this before the reinforcements come in.
If Happy could have just instead of running in and trying to fight Nox straight up, if he just sort of forced them, if he just backed off towards the lobby and kept them in position, penned them in for Cadis, they could have got it. There's Zub going to try and go in for the single bomb force onto Merlin, but half health Merlin will not pop that charge. Captain and Skeech are holding close on choke here. Nox is coming forward. He's gone. Nox is going drop down alone. Whoa, takes a lot of damage and then jumps back up top there. So they're going to have to wait for their buffs. Captain's poking. He knows he's landed a good rocket onto Nox. I think he wants to chase. He's taking a look here. He's spamming Numlock as well. But Reason seem unconvinced that they want to push at this juncture. They're waiting for their buffs. Both teams buffing up. They're trying to decide how they want to execute here. Mike is walking forward at Big Door. He sees Hafikul at the same time. But the flanks are playing passively. Oh, look, Zub and Skeej and Happy coming into focus. Mike, they know he's close. They've gone down at 70. Captain joins the party as well. Mike goes down, and that's the frag that they were looking for. Immediately see the rotation coming in here. Numlock, Nox, and Merlin try to contest the Reason combo, but Walters is able to walk in for free on choke. He's ghosted in. He sees the position of Merlin. He's starting to try and tag him from long range. He's calling out this information for his team, and Übersexuals just have to back out into the lobby, but I don't think Reason have realised. They're sort of rotating right round through choke again. They're not taking any risks around Big Door, but they have sort of outpositioned them here. They've just sort of bullied them back, but does Nox want to contest? Numlock's come out with the Uber charge. They're going for it. It's a really early pop here, just because of the position of Reason. They had to pop early, and Reason want to chase. They want to go for this, man. They're just storming through into the lobby. They know they've got Nox trapped at Big Door as well. They didn't find any frags lobby, but now they can turn around and kill off Nox. Kyler's coming at Big Door as well. He's in onto Hafikul from behind, but somehow goes lower. He's getting chased by both scouts. He's trying to get in there, but gets destroyed by the air shot from Captain. Two-man advantage here. They're going for it,
Reason needs to push
Thalash.
into balcony. They're in top right already. And Zoom gets early damage. They have a heavy of Sam putting up some damage on top right. They're not really focusing the heavy. This is not good for Reason. They need to kill Sam. Sam's putting out so much damage, gets the pick on Captain. But Nox is only on 19 HP and the spawners are coming in. Kyler's in top left. I wonder if they're not going to go for this Reason. Which is probably a smart idea, as Mike also just spawned.
It was too weak. He had to go for the kit, but Walters
really...
was the guy who was trying to make that play for the point, but Kyler hit a couple of nice shots, didn't get the frag, but Walters had to back out, like. So yeah, Reason, just keep their men up, they're going to remain in control here. Look at Mike poking up on the balcony.
The main problem that last push was the fact that they couldn't really find any damage to Sam. None of them were really in a position to, you know, focus down the heavy, which they really needed, because Sam put out so much damage onto the recent gaming players.
He's a former Highlander heavy of the season.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. That's a good point. Okay, this is
fifth in the league.
Still the Highlander
heavy of the season. So, Highlander master race, man, you know.
Exactly.
Little tiny Uber advantage here for Maryland, but it's probably not going to matter. Going to be a stalemate. We might see some spy shenanigans coming up, but it's a forward hold, in fact, from Übersexuals. Nox trying to contest Zub on the high ground. He's got the superior health as well. Zub's forced back, but they know the position here of the Übersexuals combo. Zub's coming close into the lobby, forces out Maryland's Uber charge, and Reason are able to just back off here, kite this Uber. They're going to see if they can bait Nox into committing here. Nox is going for it. He's trying. But he's just going to wait there. Nox is looking for the combo, but the combo going in lower, so Nox isn't on last. They just Ubered in on main here with their Uber advantage. They're going to focus down Samsy, but no, the flash comes off half eco, and he gets gunned down. And Reason have lost 2-3 players as the rest of Übersexuals realise what's happening. They come back, but again, Sam with the huge hold there on last as heavy weapons guy, just denying that Uber charge. Half eco 2 for him for a Skeege, I guess.
Captain finds the pick in Maryland, like towards the end of the push, so that's important. He just jumped in. He knew there was nothing else he can do. Jumped in through main and caught Maryland around the point. Good 2 rockets onto him, and he goes down. But there's still 2 down for Reason, and Übersexuals have every player alive. Slight advantage for Skeege here, but Walters is still not alive, so they're just going to play it safe. There's still plenty of time, 20 minutes left, and they're only down 2 points.
Zips onto Maryland and nothing logged. He's forcing to turn around here, but Skeege and Cadis have already been beasted there. Mike and Sam finding those important frags. So Zib's sort of behind here, but he's owned up. Happy runs in, gets a 2k because of Kyler, then Maryland. And this is an incredibly hectic middle retake from Übersexuals, but they have just about capped it there and they're able to push ahead, but they did lose their medic there and they find themselves behind in the Uber race. Cadis is trying to contest Nox, but Nox just walks through the roller door. Luckily Captain's there to pick up the pieces. He's going to be able to save Cadis and Skeege, but Cadis walks out lower and finds 2 scouts waiting for him. He's been gunned down. Another senseless victim of gun crime, Thalash.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky from Cadis there, but it shouldn't matter too much. As Skeege has an Uber advantage, 35% for him, and Nox is on heavy, but we have a pause. Again, I wonder if who's having trouble. I didn't really figure it out last time we had a pause.
It didn't seem like anyone dropped from the server last time. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'm just making it up.
An early tactical pause. They lost the middle, so...
Oh, my mouse isn't working. We need to pause. Okay, Ips.
Yeah, well, it's still Ips' team, isn't it? But it was reason to pause, so I guess that's not really a valid theory.
Rips. Ips could come back and just kick everyone from the team. For the lols. Sunny Black would just undo all that though. But looking at the setup of the game right now, it is 18 minutes 56 seconds remaining. It's 2-0 Übersexuals. And I suppose you have to have a little bit of deja vu here. It was a similar situation on Process, but then Reason came back with 3 rounds. So this could be the beginning of the momentum shift. Reason have a little Uber advantage here. They got about 35% over Maryland. They're sitting on last right now, but they need to wait for Cadis to come back up. Then they can start to try and make a play. It's definitely, you know, something they can work with. It's a big enough window to be able to commit to a push, but like the position from Nox and Maryland, it's been pretty smart so far. Like they're not going to make it easy. Nox is just coming back as heavy as well. So like he's already, reading the situation. He's expecting the push to come out from Reason, and he knows he just needs to buy enough time for Malin to get his charge up, or just to like totally waste their Uber and then trying to focus down this 450 health fat man. So if Reason go in blind here, if they just like Uber straight out the door, they might be surprised to see this heavy. But if they can sort of walk forward together rather than jumping at the minigun, they're probably gonna have a decent Uber. If they decide to push at all, maybe they'll just wait. There's loads of time.
Yeah, I wonder if they want to push at all because there's still 20 minutes remaining. I guess my time is still ticking down because of the post, but it was 20 minutes before they post.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But yeah, I wonder if they want to push. I'm not even sure they're aware of the Uber advantage that they do have, and I don't know. I just want to see Walters and Sniper. I mean, put Walters and Sniper, make him get some easy headshots, open up the game for them. That's what I want to see. That's what I would have done. That was definitely the best class. Yeah, I mean, Nox is running heavy all the time, so you might as well try and counter it with a Sniper. I don't know.
Or the Spy. What about the Spy?
Or the Spy. Yeah, who was it? Was it Heffy or Walters that had a lot of success on Spy?
Well, I think both. Yeah, I'm gonna give credit to Hafiko. We've had a little mini unpause there, so maybe it was a player drop from the server reconnecting now. 90 seconds in the future, of course.
Yeah, the unpause usually indicates that a player has to, rejoin, because there's apparently this bug where you can't actually join the server if it's paused, so they just unpause real quickly.
There's a thread on teamfortress.tv right now of things that we would like Valve to fix, so put that one on there. Pretty please.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But I think that bug's in different games as well, I'm not sure.
Here
anyway, we are on post and they're pushing out top. Übersexuals are just giving up this point. They don't have to do anything. They lose Mike early, which is probably why, but Skeecher plays Uber. And they're gonna get the second cap, and they have 5 players in choke right now. So I wonder if they want to push in with this. Soup's alone on Big Door, and I would assume a scout is going to rejoin him shortly so he doesn't get focused down or run over.
Look at Nox as well, like he's calling for the rotate here. They're going to try and go heavy and Demoman at Big Door. They've got their medic with them as well. They're using the heals to try and find this angle. Nox is just playing passively here so that no one can rush. Buffs coming in for both sides. A little damage being taken there by Reason. They're trying to get their players back up to full health, but Numlock's just trying to spam around this corner. He's trying to control lower and lobby door. They've just got Mike and Kyler at choke, and now Übersexuals are buffing up Numlock here. They're thinking of making a little play. Sam seems to be the player who's timing out. I don't know, he's in a strange position there up on that wooden fence.
Yeah, I guess Sam was. Yeah, Sam timed out. So it was Sam. But
okay, the pause is reset. Nothing happened. It is Uber versus Uber. 6 players back on the server for each team, but Sam's only getting back into the fight right now, and Reason already pushing through Big Door, but Nox being such a tank here, they've unloaded everything. They have to reload and back out, and Nox just steps in and guns down Captain there. Well played. And he's going to position himself just inside this roller door so he can control the lobby on the outside at the same time, but as the Uber fades he realises he's about to get focused, so he backs out a little bit, but Reason have already lost 3 players. Sam's, he's running in, he gets a 2k, Happy and Cadis going down to Sam's scattergun. He's trying to get some notches on the pistol as well, but Nox just keeps rolling forward with this heavy, and everybody's trying to bomb in towards that combo, but there's nothing they can do against that big old minigun. And Übersexuals is going to find a 3rd round on the board here, and they're looking dominant on Gullywash, Thalash.
They're really struggling to get that focus fire onto Nox. Just pretty much walk down with his gun spun all the time, like through lobby into last and just kill everybody. But we're on to the 4th middle of the game, and once again Cadis playing up top really early. Knocks in fast, and Cadis hits one rocket, misses the second one, he doesn't get the pick on Cadis, and swoops there quickly to get the pick on Nox, and Numlock and Sam are just stuck in their choke. They can't really do anything. Numlock seems to really struggle in these middles. He's a bit slower than Cadis, which is no surprise.
Cadis is already in lobby. He's got it sticky as Numlock tries to back off through the roller door. Merlin and Sam are trying to get out, but Cadis has got Merlin trapped there. The rocket doesn't tag him though. Merlin gets out with 90 health. Sam gets the frag onto Captain, but Zub's in deep onto Merlin, but Merlin will not be killed. Zub actually ends up killing off Sam, who lays his life down to keep his medic up, but it's going to be Uber versus Uber here, and Übersexuals can breathe a sigh of relief. They had a pretty disastrous mid, but they've only just lost territory, they haven't lost their medic. Mike and Kyler up top trying to contest Happy and Walters, but it's Nox who's going to make the push from lower. Cadis has the raid on him though, he's already got the stickies down there, and Nox is getting buffed up again before he peaks. At the same time, Sam is peeking at roller, he sees there's not many stickies, but Kyler goes down, and that's going to just force Übersexuals back. You know, they took a little peek there, they gambled, but whenever Kyler's down, they're not going to take that fight 5-on-6. They're back on last here at Thalash, and it's going to be interesting to see what Reason want to do to break this.
Once again, Kyler's on sniper and Sam on heavy, so I really want to see them maybe push Shutter Door this time. Yeah, which they look like they will. They're gonna push. I think they're gonna push Shutter Door. I want to see them get early focus fire onto the heavy this time, if possible. But Soup does go down. They still have plenty of time to play with, so I guess they're not in a rush to really risk it. But Cadis is in on lobby, misses the pipes, and Merlin once again. Merlin is, I don't know, such a good medic. I think 99% of medics would have bumped in that situation, but Merlin he holds the Uber and it ends up working. He's still holding it. He does end up training the Uber right now. Skeech having a little better Uber than Übersexuals because of the multi that was forced by them. And
they couldn't stay in though. They were just like outnumbered. They had to back out.
They lost was it Walters early, and they didn't really have any position. They had nobody big door. They were all just kind of stuck around the point, and Übersexuals had reinforcement coming in, and a smart choice by Reason to back out and keep Skeech alive.
There are 14 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock right now. It's a 3-round gap. Reason Gaming lagging behind here. They need to come up with the big plays. Like, now is the time. I'd be expecting them to begin throwing caution to the wind a little bit here. You know, the clock is really coming into play. They need to start taking a few gambles, see if they can catch Übersexuals out. Numlock's sort of holding alone there for a few seconds at Choke, but now Nox is going to return. Sam's positioned on the rock there to clean up anyone that tries to jump behind. So they're really hoping that Reason will commit to a push through Choke, but oh, Mike's going to get aggressive at a big door again, and Zub is going to trump him there, and Kyler overcommitting, so 2 players down, and the combo of Übersexuals have been committed because they were holding forward at Choke there. They're trying to get back. It's a better Uber here for Captain. He sees loads of red players clumped up. The flashes are all over the place. He's going to have a few seconds of Uber to chase down here. He's looking for the frag onto Numlock. Gets him down to 30. He's trying to finish him up with the shotgun, but the heals from Merlin are good. Captain's all alone there. No one followed up to help him. Ski just ended up overcommitted. I can't believe Reason didn't send a few more players in for that. Like, they had a great position there to just find frags. They need to try and get these multiple frags, these wipes happening against Übersexuals if they want to make it all the way to last, but they sort of tried to do both things, you know, cap the point and commit just their combo against 3 or 4 players.
Oh, yeah, Soup and Cadis were hiding Riverside there, and they really wanted to make a play happen, but Mike did end up spotting them, and early calls from Mike allowed the players of Übersexuals to back out to back to last and help them secure the point, and they do get the second capture point, and they're pushing in big door right now. Decent position for Reason Gaming as Nox jumps in early, gets some damage onto Happy Cool, but Soup's back in, he forces the Uber, and this is just the indication for Reason to back out and not lose any more players. Happy Cool does go down to Nox as he finds another frag, but 2 players down for Reason, 3 players down for Reason. Waltz gets caught out by a sticky from Nonlock, he doesn't make it into lobby in time. And now Cadis is getting caught as well. They're just losing players left and right.
Zip spawns forward, he's coming in onto Merlin. What? How does Merlin survive there? 30 health. And somehow doesn't die yet again, despite a soldier being like inches from his face with his back turned. Merlin lives to tell the tale. Skeech is pushing ahead with his Uber charge, but Nox is in onto last, gets the frag onto Walters. Won't be able to finish off Captain though, the heal's coming back to last here. Cadis and Captain have to try and contest. Mike and Sam and Kyra, they're poking in from different doors here, but they're not going to commit to this push. They're going to back out. They know they're in the lead. They don't need to take any risks here. They just need to buy time for Merlin to get his own Uber charge back up. Look at the defensive position here. Numlock's walking forward to spam that roller door, and Reason, their little window of opportunity to push there has just closed. They're backing out. They're going to go back to last, but They're 3 rounds down. There's 11 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. They got to make that play, Thalash.
They gotta make something happen soon. I mean, this game has basically been Übersexuals holding second or trying to push into last for way too long. And it doesn't feel like Reason has had many opportunities to really push last.
Well, look at Nox. He wants them to push. He's getting ready to go in Riverside, but Happy sees it. He's just standing in front of him. Happy on 15L. Does manage to make it out, and now Zub's trying to contest Nox there. There's actually a lot of weak players on the Reason side. The buffs are much better for Übersexuals, and Nox commits! Trying to get onto Skeej. Skeej on 70 will survive. No one's going to follow up. That was the gamble they wanted to make, and now Reason with the little edge here are trying to push out. They've sent the combo Riverside, but they've got to come down the steps here and try and call up some players in lobby. Mike's alone, lower. Skeej has to pop here, but Cadis is already too far in front of him. Cadis gets dropped, and this push is just falling apart. The counter Uber coming in from Maryland. They're trying to chase them down here. They know there's no demo man. We might see Übersexuals just make a big play for the point before Cadis gets back up. 3 seconds, 2 seconds before Cadis is back on the field, and that's probably going to be enough to shore up the defense here. But Nox has managed to walk in. Sam combining there to finish off Zub. They find the big frag, but Cadis is on the field. He's doing damage, kills off Maryland, but Übersexuals are just going to go for it. They're making the huge plays. They're trying to find the frags. They're stacking the point. Mike and Kyler doing their damnedest. They're going to get cleaned up. Numlocked up top is trying to retreat here. Or is he going? Oh, he thinks about going for the cap, but Waller's is too fast and shuts him down. Reason with the momentum shift here.
Really good hold by Reason. It was really unlucky to push before, where they wanted to push out to second. Chaos had the right idea. He got a lot of early damage onto Numlocked, and he was just a little bit ahead of Skeej, so he got dropped in the Uber. But it did work out for them as they managed to hold last, and now they're on to mid.
Look at Sam sniping from the forward spawn, but they didn't even come in that way, so he's just going to spawn back to last. Wow, they've got Ubercharged though. They're already pushing ahead through big door.
Sam's still in forward spawn,
he's in
but
the
they're,
forward,
but they're in big door, so he's not going to get anything done.
He's going to open, he's going to gamble. The Uber's actually been popped out here. I think they know he's there. He tries to tag a scout. He's spawned back to last side. They did get that Uber force out, but they found a frag onto Numlocked here. Captain's going to go ahead and gets absolutely smashed there. Mike with the raid jumps up, but finds Cadis in his face. Cadis with the quick stick, he sends Mike to the spawn queue. Zub's in from the submarine. Happyco's gonna follow. They're just forcing Übersexuals onto the point. They're finding the frags, but it's 3-on-3 right now. Skeej is popping off arrows as Cadis is coming in here. Maryland finds the saw, gets the Uber charge. He pops up immediately just to buy time for his team. But they have handed that advantage to Skeej, although Reason are only 3-4 players up right now. They just need to hold on here. They need to get 6 up, and they will have a significant window to push with.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to hold second. Mike's already in. He's locking down Choke. He's right above Soup. Soup's going to get picked off here, and he might even get a pick on Walters. Soup gets out, actually. Wow. Mike was really doing a good job. Yeah, Mike was doing a good job pushing him out
Mike's
of
right
Choke.
above Skeej right now. He's right above Skeej. One good rocket a second. Skeej just manages to make it onto the steps.
Good play by
Mike's rocket
Skeej.
does no damage, and Skeej is ready to roll here. They've got 2 picks. Maryland is died at some point that I missed. Captain killed off Maryland. Now the Uber comes in. Maryland's just back on the field, but there's no heals here, no buffs for Numlock. He's gonna actually jump back into the lobby. No one's playing the point right now, even though it being pretty much wide open with the demo man behind. They're trying to get their heavy in position here. Nox is just spamming from shadow. They're gonna be able to stack the point and Reason get a first round on the board. There's still time. Believe, Reason fans.
Let's go.
7 minutes and 45 seconds left, and we're going to the 5th middle of the lash.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Cadis roll out here. He's gonna go Choke. Once again, fastest to middle as usual. And when he puts an early sticky onto big door, doesn't tag anything. Mike's really fast once again, hits a good rocket onto Cadis. Cadis already down to 14 HP, stuck in his elbow. Does connect with Skeej, but Captain's already into middle. There's so much point presence for Übersexuals right now, as Numlock's just putting really good damage onto the solids of Reason. But good synchronized jump from Captain and Sue as they push in and take down Kyler. And now Cadis follows up with a jump in, and Übersexuals are all forced to push out or fall back into their choke. And the point
comes Nox from below. Nox from below. He's looking for the medic pick, but Skeej just seemed to walk over his head. Fortunately, there. Zoom 2. He's gonna clear. Everybody's looking the wrong way as Numlock walks in again from choke, smashes Skeej. Now it's all on Walters and Cadis to try to do something. Walters runs in and destroys Numlock. Gets the force onto Maryland. Cadis actually survives in 11 health. Walters is dancing here.
Walters can't. Oh my god.
No shotgun, mate. No shotgun.
You thought that MG would have paid off, right? I mean, hello?
Walters dancing it. catching the surf on those long-range rockets, gets the pills bottle and survives. And even though they've lost middle, it's pretty much even here in terms of the Uber situations. There's an action going on at choke though, as Reason are trying to poke in. Happy Cool's dropped down below. He's really weak though, but Sam is going to be able to clean up that frag. Zub and Walter's now alone at choke. The combo of Reason is trying to fight it big. They forced Nox into the corner, but they didn't seem to kill him off here. They're getting baited. Numlock's about to walk forward and unload 8 stickies. He's pushing Cadis back. Reason are sort of unsure what to do. They've lost the fight at choke. It seems like Zub and Walters had to back out, and they're just being bullied back here slowly but surely. Übersexuals are trying to work their way in. That frag from Captain onto Nox though means that our Suave gamers have backed out, and now Reason are thinking about pushing choke.
Yeah, equal Uber here, and looks like they do want to push in, but Captain takes a lot of early damage. He realizes that he's not in a position to do anything, but Soup in from Big Door gets a good rocket onto Numlock. Numlock goes down, but Nox doesn't find a return frag onto Soup, and the Uber is traded, but Reason have already lost 2 players, and they have a slightly worse Uber here, and they should really get out in time here, but I think Captain's stuck behind. Yeah, Captain's on the point. This might be good though, because Übersexuals are forced to like get in awkward positions. They knew that they had 1 player behind and a lot of players in front, but Mike gets a pick onto Skeech, but there's still only 2 players alive. Numlock just spawned. Actually, no, he's in choke already. Kyler is kind of separated. Soup's in. Surely, yeah, he gets a frag, or Walters finds the frag on Kyler, and Numlock's the only one alive. Connects with his friend that knocks and Millen on second. But Skeech on crits.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, Skeech on crits.
So
you should be able to get it in time.
4 minutes, 30 seconds left. They're going for it, man. They're gonna start with the gamble plays. They might even try and get in before the crits comes up. They're gonna wait for it, perhaps.
Yeah, they should be able to get it in time. I mean, so far there's only 10%.
Zub's getting ready to jump. Zub's looking for the buff at Chuck. He's gonna jump in on the distraction here. He's jumping to Rock. He's trying to open it up, make them look 2 different fights here, but Zub does get killed off by Kyler. Now Happy and Captain jump in to get Kyler, but Nox with the immediate reaction jumps to support his teammates at Rock there. And the remaining 3 Reason players back out. Skeech, Cadis and Walters at Big Door. The crits is coming in though. Cadis wants to take the gamble. The crits gets caught. Maryland drops! Huge crit sticky from Cadis there. He can't seem to force his way in though. He's getting bullied by Nox, but in comes Zub. Cadis goes down, but Zub finds Nox. And Reason haven't even lost the midpoint yet. They can still jump in here and block, but Mike's they go straight in, but gets body blocked and air shot by Captain. Denied as Reason rush in there to block the point. They see Kyler backing out. They know, looking at the scoreboard, that the back cap isn't a possibility. They're going to commit fully forward here. Kyler is just surfing around on that rocket. Happy Cool's going to wake up and get that frag. They start to cap the point. Numlock's peeking at Roller Draw, but he knows he shouldn't go here. They are aware it's crits, so what is the defensive setup going to be here for Übersexuals on last Thalash?
Sam's on heavy. I would have liked to see him on Pyro, to be honest, instead of going heavy. He's going to get focused down really early. If you could just go Pyro and hold that, shut a door, he could kind of go whatever or wherever he wants, but Nox getting some early information here, peeking lobby. He does see Cadis on the staircase leading to River, so he should expect the crits coming in from Riverside. As it is pop, Cadis with a good stick onto Mike, but Kyler is on Pyro. He did respawn in time, and Reason not getting much done. Oh yeah, I kind of expected that. They kind of just baited the whole team of Übersexuals. They popped the first thing. He got a pick on Mike. They knew that the Übersexuals were not close to Uber, so they kind of just spent the time like kind of looking for picks. Have to send Happy Cool into water, and Cadis stickies the point with his crits.
Yeah, the Übersexuals combo were like waiting at the roller door. They didn't want to run back into the crits, but Happy Cool stepping on the point just sort of outplayed them. Checkmate there from Happy Cool, and we're on to the 6th middle, 1 round in it. Reason Gaming with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to tie things up. They're going to find the frag onto Nox, but Zub goes down as well. Captain finds Numlock though, and things may swing in favour of Reason, but as I say that, I curse them. Captain, Cadis and Zub all dead right now. Numlock, Mike and Nox, so it's scouts and medics for both sides here, but Happy Cool's taking a one-on-one with Samsy, wins it! Walters is trying to get in.
Yeah,
Maryland's gone down to Happy as well, but Maryland kills him from beyond the grave with a fucking needle at the same time. What? Are you kidding me?
Really good play from Reason. Happy just runs in 1v1 Sam and turns around, finish off Maryland that Walters had already attacked down to 20 HP, and Walters wins the 2v1 versus Kyler. Skeech stays alive. They have a 90% advantage, and second shoot goes to them for free. They got to be careful that they don't allow Mike to get an easy force here, but I'm not sure why they're not pushing. They should have been in ages ago. They could have got some cap time. Nox is hiding up top. He does get spotted. Launched high up in the air. And he should get picked off here. Yeah, nothing he can do.
He's going to be mad. They're going to lose this, man. I can feel it in my bones. Reason are going to tie things up here. A minute and 20, they're coming in. They see the stickies from Numlock. There's stickies on the red sign as well.
Mike and Lobby behind. Might get a pick on Walters. Mike's in behind. He's fighting Nox, but it doesn't matter. Reason not pushing into balcony. There's a sentry on top left. They need to find the sentry.
Oh, big air shot! Zoom gets air shot into the sentry. The sentry guns him down. The Uber is just feeding here, and Kyler's sitting there on the heavy weapons guy. That was incredible. The air shot knocked him out of the Uber. The sentry just obliterated him. I've never seen that before. And right now,
in chat as well.
Skage is getting chased by Nox. Oh, that could have been game right there.
So unlucky.
Reason with the absolute wipe as they try to push last. Walters was first to die to Mike in the lobby, and he's back on the field, but 35 seconds remain.
It's definitely not over yet. Reason can still do this. I believe. I never stop believing until the round timer is out. The map timer, even. But they gotta make something happen soon. 25 seconds, 6v6. They just have to forget you were pushing somewhere. Yeah, but Soup goes down to Nox and Choke. But Reason not pushing in big door. They're sending everybody through big door, but Nox is holding off, gets a pick and happy pull. Walters finds Numlock though, so this might be an opening, but with only 8 seconds remaining, I think it's GG. Yeah, no cap time on the second. It's gonna be over. That's unlucky. That's not scary on Luki.
But Yuck, you're a shitty luck.
Fuck Yuck, you're a shitty luck, but this time I guess Nox had them a lock in this game.
Oh wow, that was a pretty intense finish right there. I thought they were going to tie up for the golden cap, but it didn't happen. That means that Übersexuals will win map 2 Gullywash outright. They'll claim 3 points to add to their 2 points already. The overall league result will be 5-1. And I guess they've just asserted themselves as the team to beat in ETF2L Season 20. Let's take a look at the logs, Thalash. See what sort of story they're telling us right now. I'm trying to whip them up. I've got them.
They're telling me that, once again, MGE Mike definitely pulling his weight. 10k damage, 298 DPM. Not quite top frag in this game, but still definitely pulling his weight. Top damaging as roamer is always a good sign. Looking at the frags, Nox going 27 for 19. Good play by him. Captain only falling short by 2 frags though. Once again, Sam playing his defensive role really well. At top of the kill assist to death ratio, 23 frags, only 14 deaths and 15 assists. Yeah, I definitely felt like, I don't know, I think it's the sollies of Übersexuals really pulling ahead. Mike having 2 really good games definitely helped them a lot.
You're missing the point here, Captain. 9 air shots.
I was about to get to that, but the thing is, Mike also has 9 air shots, you know, so...
Oh, he's countered him. He's managed to equalize that, neutralize him.
Equal air shots, but the thing is, Mike had more damage, you know. So, but
Kate has no air shots? What an idiot.
Huh? There must be a reasonable explanation for that. Hey.
Let me, Kyler actually ends up having a good performance in process, but not looking so impressive in terms of the stats here on Gullywash. But yeah, Sam again, really efficient gameplay, doing work for his team. It seemed like Skeege managed to edge out Merlin on that map, although Merlin had some incredible moments of survival overall. Skeege died, had 2 less deaths, he has more assists as well. I'm not entirely sure where Reason fell down, but luckily